Uh, you're asking why do I have this Donkey Kong mask? Uh, because it's Donkey Kong December! Yeah! So I wanted to be a little silly and be Donkey Kong. I'm gonna do two videos in Donkey Kong December. One of them is a tier list that you're watching right now for all the layers in the game, plus some bonuses, and then my actual review of Bonanza. So let's go and get that to that tier list. Oh god, what am I doing? Okay, here we go. So got the tier list here. Get all the layers, including like the beginning area, and I'll even talk about the DK Island DLC. I personally didn't buy it, but I've got a few comments I want to make about that, so I'll get to it. I want to hurry. I don't even know if I'm in a good position because I can like barely see out of this thing, and I don't even know if I'm in good range of the camera. So okay, let's start. So first we have the ingot aisle. That's like basically the tutorial area. I'm gonna put this maybe in B.
Okay, so first is ingot aisle. Now, it's technically not really a layer per se, but yeah, it's basically like the tutorial area. It's what showcases you like how the game is gonna work, and I think it did such a phenomenal job at that. Honestly, I would say even more so than like most first like tutorial-esque areas and 3D platformers in general. Just the way that you enter the game, DK makes his entrance by punching through that wall, and you like are just mesmerized by the surroundings, using the punches and digging around and kind of just getting a feel of it. Again, that beginning area I got stuck in for like an hour or so, just running around, just doing whatever. And then when you actually go into the aisle itself that's underneath the ground now, it's just really cool the way I like the neon colors, the pink and the blue. I love how party-esque it is. I love the music. It's like kind of this dance music. I love the vibes. It's like and the look of it is very reminiscent of arcade Donkey Kong. It's really neat. So yeah, I like the music. I like the groove. I like the style. But it's nothing. It is nothing more than just like the tutorial area. There's not really that much depth to it. You get like 3 Banandium gems and you fight some enemy as like the quote unquote boss and move on. It's all fairly standard stuff. So I think the B is justified. But then you come back post game and that changes everything. It becomes this whole layer with like many more Banandium gems. You have the boss rush, the enemy gauntlet with Grumpy Kong. You have so many new challenges that are actually quite tough to do. You have like a lot of dialogues with characters that are very interesting. You have the big DK statue of gold. A lot of cool stuff in this one.
Okay, so then we have the actual first layer, the lagoon layer. I'll probably put this in A. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Oh, the lagoon layer. Honestly, such a lovely start because this is like the actual first layer in this game, and wow, by goodness, do they deliver on giving you such a grand start to your adventure. Like this place, the theming is just really good. It's just really relaxing. It's very inviting. The music is just so, oh my god, something about it just like lifts me up. It kind of makes me smile when I hear that track. It's like one of my favorite tracks in the whole game. So pretty. I really like, it's like some kind of vacation spot that I would just want to hit up. And it's also where you get the Kong Bananza and really cool transformation. I actually like the Kong Bananza. It feels the most balanced out of all the transformations, and you use it in some practical ways here and there. You have to like knock down some walls so you can get to the next sub layer for the arena. I also love how in the second sub layer you have to like unplug these pipes so you can flood the area, and that will like change the how you traverse that area, and it's like mostly water. So cool. Like it's so interactive, it's so fun. Again, great first area. Honestly, they knocked it out of the park. I would say there are some issues. I do think that maybe that boss could have been a little better. I know it's an introductory boss, so I don't hold it too against the layer, so I'm not gonna knock it down too much of a peg. But yeah, the Pika Bruiser, while the design is cool, I like the music of it. It took me like less than a minute to beat. There's absolutely no challenge. But again, first boss, so I'll lay off this time. But yeah, wonderful beginning
Okay,
of a
so
layer.
now going to the second layer, hilltop layer. This one was a bit of a drop. I think maybe I'll put it behind. Yeah, I'll put it behind Ingot Isle in B.
The hilltop layer, okay, so this is a little hard for me to rank because the place, it's quite smaller than the lagoon layer. There's it's like one whole thing, and not that many Bananza gems. It does have some nice challenges here and there. I do like the big banana as like the big hill that you have to climb. It's cute. I like that. It's where you also meet the fractones, where this is basically what saves the layer for me. If it wasn't for the fractones, I would probably put this down in like C. I do like the music. It's pretty chill. It's pretty much the theme of the fractones. I like the little fractone village that they have going on. They're such mysterious little creature rock things, and I like it. I like it enough, I guess. Don't really have much else to say about this place.
Alright, then we have the third layer, the canyon layer. This is where like the game really started to kick off for me. This is easy S tier. They hit it out of the park.
Oh, this layer is magical. The canyon layer is like the first place where it truly felt expansive. There were so many sub layers. There's like, it's like I love this canyon theming, and it's like it's so good to dig around and hit these rocks, and I don't know. It's just I think it lands the canyon theme so well. You have these like very tall factory ventilation, and one of them's shaped like a giraffe, which is just really funny, and you have to like knock that over from fighting a boss. Again, this game is very interactive. It's like the storytelling, the environmental storytelling is very strong in this game, and this layer proves it with that after you defeat that one boss. I'll get to the bosses, but yeah, the music is nice. It's like this kind of Western style too, and it's very cool. And then in this place, you not only face one, but you face 3 bosses. And now, while each of them isn't like anything mind-blowing, I would say that out of those, the best one is the Mad Mixer. I think that's actually pretty cool. I love how you're like in a minecart, you know, very reminiscent of the previous DK games. Really cool. And then I would then go Grumpy Kong fight, and then the Stomping Clomper, which I gotta be honest, that kind of hurts this because, man, I do not like Stomping Clomper. It is probably my least favorite boss in the whole game, but kind of ending the layer on that boss is kind of annoying. But you know, it's where you meet Grumpy Kong, one of Void Kong's lackeys, and he's really interesting. He's like this kind of engineer that helps with the tech stuff, and he's the one that's been making all the enemies and stuff. Interesting character. I like the boss musics are very nice. Yeah, I overall really lovely level. I really love this layer.
Alright, then now we have the fourth layer, which is kind of like a 0.5 layer. It's like a kind of a break that you take. This one's alright. I like the concepts. I think I'll put it in C. Yeah. The Divide. Yeah, that's what it's called, the Divide. That sounds right.
So this one is interesting in that I love the tone. It's so mystique and alluring. I love the kind of darker blues and like the skies and clouds. I like the feel of this place, and I also just like the concept in general. I love how you split up between 2 areas for you to go to. You can either go to the jungle or you can go to the freezer layer, and I just really like that concept. I think it's really neat that they did that. I kind of wish that they had done that one more time in this game. I think it would have been neat to kind of split it off again, but I don't know, it's pretty effective. It actually kind of got me excited to like, and kind of nervous of choosing where to go first. I ended up choosing the freezer layer to go to first, and I like that. The thing is though that it just, you know, it's a little break area, so there's not much to do. There's not that much challenges. It's kind of just like this straightforward path, and it does introduce a new gimmick, which is like these gel things that when you punch the gelatin in here, the gelatin appears in another area as a platform. It's interesting. It kind of plays off of this like one Mario mechanic of like the disappearing blocks on one or the other, but instead you actually punch it to existence with DK. It's kind of cute. But yeah, not much to say about this area. I actually like it quite a bit. Just I wish there was a little more substance to it, but I do love the concept and the atmosphere in this place. So yeah, I think properly in C makes sense.
Oh boy. It's getting stuffy in here, man. Okay, so next is the freezer layer, another one that they knocked out of the park. Phenomenal place, another easy S tier. Putting that above the canyon.
So yeah, like I said before, I chose to go to the freezer layer first instead of the jungle. And I think I chose right because this place blew me away. This became, again, one of my favorite areas in the game. I love that it's not just a simple ice level or snow level, but it like, it's like ice cream based, a lot of ice cream like toppings, and I love it. I love these kind of levels that kind of incorporate food into it. You know, think of like the Luncheon Kingdom in Mario Odyssey, and I actually really like that place, despite hearing not so many nice things about it sometimes. But yeah, I really like this level, and it's not just a snow level. You know, it does the kind of tired thing of, oh, it's an ice world, but it's also a lava world. You know, platformers like to do that a whole lot these days, and yeah, it kind of falls into that. But I think this game does such a neat job of, like, the further you go down into the sub layers, the more it turns into this molten, chocolatey wonderland. I love it. I love the mixture of both. Oh, and this is also where you get the zebra. And while I think the zebra bonanza, it's kind of meh. It's like my least favorite bonanza. It has the coolest theme song, but like in terms of usage, it's kind of the most useless. But I guess it's used decently in this layer at least, and the others not so much. But so I guess because of that, I kind of have to, you know, peg it down a few spots. But besides that, you know, lovely music, absolutely stellar theming of like the ice cream snow level and the chocolatey lava wasteland mixed in. Really well done. And I don't know, I love the you can traverse this place very well. It's just kind of some things here and there. Oh, and the boss as well. The boss is Inflamonite, which was excellent. I really love that kind of mix, again, of hot and cold boss. It's really cool, and it felt very unique compared to the previous ones. And of course, this is where you meet Poppy Kong for the first time, and I love her theme song, but she's also a really cool character, and I liked her fight too, even if it's a little too simple.
After that one comes the forest layer. I chose to go to the freezer layer first, but okay, we have forest layer. Feels like a step down compared to freezer. I'll put it in A for now.
I actually quite liked the forest layer. It's not as strong thematically as like the freezer layer with like the ice cream snow and the chocolatey lava and the mixture of both, but I think for a forest or swamp slash poison aesthetic, I think this place does a pretty great job of it. Even though like games like New Super Mario Bros, for example, those games beat that theme to death. But yeah, I love the music. It's at least in the first sub layer, it's like very immersive. It kind of really makes you feel like, oh, you're in this very murky forest. It's a very nice touch. And then when you go lower into the sub layers, it gets more poisonous, and the music kind of intensifies a little bit more, which is a nice touch. And then there's also the Bonanza, the ostrich, which I do like quite a bit more than the zebra. At least it's more functional. I like the theme of the ostrich, but I do think that the zebra's theme is better. But yeah, the practicality of the ostrich is much better. But before you get the ostrich, you have to like navigate the forest area meticulously because of all the poison, and I kind of thought that was a really nice touch. And then once you get the ostrich, it becomes, you know, quite easy to navigate the upper layer. But then when you go lower to the sub layers, you have to navigate it through a lot of flying with the ostrich, a lot of bouncing around and stuff, and it got a little tedious at points, but again, very fun place. And then the boss, oh, I love the boss of this place. I forgot what it was called. Abracadabra. Sorry if I said that wrong. It's really hard to pronounce. Like this big plant monster, and it's very like cinematic and big and epic, but it's super easy, just like all the other bosses. Like just use the ostrich, fly to it, and it is literally dead within the minute. Like without it, it probably is a little challenging because you have to make DK roll over there, dodge all the little attacks and stuff. The scale is awesome, but the boss itself is kind of a letdown like usual. So that also kind of bogs down the level a little bit, but yeah. Great boss. Oh, and also the fact that they're like running a hotel, ostrich themed hotel. I don't know, I just really like that. It's cool.
Okay, so then after that we come back to like another break area layer, which is the junction. This one's pretty cool, but I don't know. It's kind of similar to the divide, but I think I'm gonna put it in C, just because it's like fairly small and simple.
Now this one's a little complicated to rank. It's in the same ballpark as the divide, as, you know, the junction, it's called that because it comes back together from being split from the forest and freezer layer. It all comes back down here, joined together, and I like that idea. When you get there, the place is like covered in the purple metallic stuff that Void Kong, places down, and you, in order to like fully uncover it, you to literally progress through the rest of the game, you have to go through both layers, and I kind of find that a bit annoying. I like it because like, oh, okay, cool, I can actually go check out the other place. Because when I first played the game, I thought that choosing one or the other meant that I was gonna have to play the game again to go through the other place. But okay, no, I guess I can go back and actually go to it. No, but it's also kind of annoying that it's a thing that's forced on you. So, I'm kind of 50-50 on that. But the thing is, there's like no new gimmick here like in the Divide. The Divide had that jelly stuff that's kind of fun to mess with, and there's like more challenges there than there are here. But the thing that kind of saves it from dropping maybe to like D or something is that I like the Void fight a lot. I think that Void Kong fight, really, really great. But the funny thing is that the first half of the fight takes place in like different layers, not in the junction, so that that kind of defeats. But then the fight itself that takes place in the junction is also really fun, despite that very specific moment that the performance just tanks, which is just hilarious. But yeah, really great. But the layer itself, I would probably put it right below the Divide, because I just like the feels of that one a little bit more. But yeah, it's still a good place. It's pretty good.
Okay, after that, this is when the game started hitting a bit of a stride here. Oh my god. We have the resort layer, another easy S tier.
Oh man, I fawn over this place. I think thematically this might be my favorite in like the whole game. Man, I love this type of aesthetic with like the resort, the beach, the giant fruits everywhere. It's kind of very reminiscent of Donkey Kong Jungle Beats. There's like a level I remember of like giant fruits and stuff. It kind of gives that vibe. So I really love this place. It's not too complex, so I can't really place it too high because of that. I wish there was more to do. It's like a single sub layer, but navigating is fun. The gimmick in this place is that there's like this colorful substance that you pick up and you're able to float up in the air, and it's very fun to mess with. But yeah, you just have to use that, get to like the top of the giant square watermelon, press the button, and you're good to go. You keep going, and it kind of spreads out the pieces all across the level. It's very fun. There's a lot of nice little challenges to find here and there. I like the little Fractone area. It feels like a nice place. The music is very relaxing, and it kind of reminds me of the Seaside Kingdom from Odyssey. It gives me the same vibes. I like this resort layer a lot more than the Seaside Kingdom. I think they really nailed down, because I feel like in the Seaside Kingdom, it's like this nice, relaxing kind of resort vacation spot, but it kind of felt a little lost in the theming. It didn't really knock it out of the park, but I feel like this one they actually did. Really love this area. It so deserves an S tier easily. Just wish there was like maybe a boss or something, but I don't know. That's just me.
Okay, so now we have this one I haven't heard that much like positive about. It's been kind of mixed. I personally really like the Tempest layer. That's another kind of stuck between S and A for this one. S. I'll put it in S.
Now, at first I was thinking of putting this in A tier because I think the theming is nice. I think it's cool. I like the dark, broody, stormy aesthetic. I just think the place is a little too blue. There's not much color. There's not much like pizzazz. It's just kind of I don't know. It didn't strike me as much thematically as the others. But I do like the underground area where like you literally have the molten substance dripping from the roof, and that's like the place you have to navigate by surfing around. And then once you use the elephant bonanza to suck all that up, it's very satisfying. So that does really save the level. I think that's one of the reasons why I would bump it up to S tier. Thematically, not my favorite, but I love navigating this place. I love that underground area with the dripping molten area. I like the elephant bonanza, but I would say it's my second least favorite in the game. I just think it's a little too broken. It kind of breaks. I don't know, the immersion of just being DK and being destructive. I think that's, but I feel like in this one layer, it really does help. And they actually do use it in unique ways. That substance from the resort layer, you're able to use it again to shoot yourself upward with the elephant much longer because you're able to store many types of that. I think that's a neat mechanic of the elephant, at least. And then the real reason why I bumped this up to S tier, it's that boss, the Sinister Blusterwing. I think in terms of like regular boss fights, not including final bosses or special encounters like Void Kong, this is like my favorite normal boss encounter, because you encounter this thing 3 times in a row, each time becoming more challenging, leveling out the playing field, changing up the layout, and it becoming more intense and harder, and then until you finally do that like final clash with like the storm all around and you do that final punch. It's so cinematic and awesome. That is the reason why I did bump this up to S tiers, because of that boss specifically. I really like it. Anyway, yeah, really great place. I just wish thematically it was a little stronger and I would have been able to bump it up further. Oh, and the music is pretty good too.
Okay, so this is, oh boy, this is when we get to the ones I'm not too fond of. For now, this is the landfill layer. I like this place, but I feel like it was kind of a letdown. I'll put it in C for now.
Now we've gotten to that middle section that you often see online of where the game supposedly started falling off. And I do agree, I'll talk more about that in my review of the game. But yeah, landfill layer, it had a lot of potential. It just, I love the theming, and I love, they give you so much lore here about the fractones and about these layers themselves. A lot of interesting stuff here that's told, and I like the concept of just a whole layer just being a landfill that just, it's just dumped stuff from like the layers above, and it's a lot of rusted stuff. You even like encounter one of those factory pipe things from the canyon layer in here, which you can actually go inside of. It's really cool. It's just a little basic. I wish the color, you know, it's just all dirt, and it also just doesn't feel like you're going further down. Like the further down you go, it's supposed to feel more tough. And I guess the resort layer kind of has that issue as well, portraying that it's you know, you're going lower, meaning harder substances. But no, I guess that and this landfill layer, it's just like a bunch of dirt, and it makes sense, but at the same time, not really. I like the music. Just the place itself just isn't as interesting as I wish it could have been. Plus, the boss, oh god. This is where the repeating bosses start, and it had to be that Pika Brewster. They literally call it Pika Brewster, like repeat. I mean, it's a little harder, a tiny bit harder. You basically just have to also go back into Kong Bananza, you know, smash it up a little bit. You defeat those little weird octopus thing. It's the same fight, it's just slightly tougher. I still beat it in a very short amount of time. It was still no challenge, so that also kind of bogged it down. Overall, it's a pretty good area, but just to I don't know, it just has its quite a bit of problems. I would say like the saving grace of it is like when you get to the lowest part of it, and you can see like this underground city. Kind of reminds me of the old Mario Bros movie, the live action one, with like that underground kind of city with like all the muck everywhere and stuff. It kind of reminds me of that. I like it. I like the aesthetic, so that kind of saves it for me. I liked exploring that place, seeing the fractones and seeing the set pieces there. But yeah, I can't say anymore. It would be like either high C or low B. I'll see where it ends up.
Oh no. This one in particular, it hurt me on a personal level, especially because the nostalgia bait was supposed to work on me, but it didn't. The racing layer would go in D. I wouldn't say it's like bad or anything, so I wouldn't put it in F, but I think it's, yeah, D sounds right.
Oh, God. So as you saw where I placed it, yep, this is easily my least favorite in the whole game. Heck, across Odyssey, since, you know, Odyssey and this game are pretty similar in a lot of ways, across that game and this game, this is like my least favorite out of any kingdom or any layer or anything. I just, man, okay, look, it's very cute. It's very nostalgia baity, because it's like, Oh, you do the Ramby racing. Oh, that's cute. You have Diddy and Dixie, which, by the way, it's lovely to see them again. They look really great. I love how it's themed. I love the giant gold statue in the back with both of their faces on there. It's just really, after going this far down, this is what I got. There's like not much to do here, and the racing itself is very lame. I just don't really like the Ramby races. I don't know, like I wish there was more racers there for you to race with. It's just you and the two pairs that you race against. I don't know. This place was a big miss for me. It's not bad. I just think it's very mediocre. I don't really like it that much. I don't know. I guess I like the Ramby racing music. I actually like quite a bit. So hey, there's something. And I don't know. Whenever people bring up the low end points of the game, I definitely would clarify that this is definitely what I would be referring to when I say that the middle area was pretty lacking.
Alright, then we're recovering here. The Radiant Slayer, another easy S tier.
Now, it's funny that we went from probably the lowest point in the whole game, the racing layer, to now probably what is one of the highest points in the games for me, the Radiant Slayer. I just love this place. It oozes with charm. I love the little snake buddies that you talk to and interact with. They make such cute little noises. Their designs are so peak. I love them so much. I love how you first start this place by having to learn that you need to light up certain areas because it's like pretty dark and you have to light the whole place up by reactivating their artificial sun, which I'm just gonna say that's really cool. Since they're underground, it's such an interesting way to introduce light into the equation. It's like, oh, so that's how the other layers have light underneath. It's because the snakes in this layer are the ones that provide the light. That's just really cool. It makes it feel more of like a community, like these layers just all are one part of like this ecosystem. It's just really cool. The music is very nice. I like the snake Bananza. I would put it in the middle, like between all five. Like, I love the design, I love the snake theme, but I think it is pretty situational. Even this layer uses it very effectively in certain points and puzzles and stuff, but besides that, outside, you don't use it that much. Again, very situational. So yeah, it's kind of like this interesting. Oh yeah, and the gimmick are these like glowing rocks that you can use that light up the way. I like those. I like the challenges that come with the dark room challenges that come with those stones. And the lower you go in the sub-layer, it just becomes this bright, like, desert-like area. And I like the little village that's there with the snakes. But my biggest problem has to just be, like, the two repeating... There's not one, but there's two repeating bosses. And it's Poppy Kong again, which her fight is a little more interesting. And Grumpy Kong, which again, his fight is a little more interesting because you have to use the Snake Bananza on both to beat them in a bit of a unique way, so I like that, even though I still think... I like Poppy Kong's fight, but Grumpy Kong's fight is still kind of on me. I don't know.
Then we have... Yeah, I love the groove layer. Story-wise, it's very important, and I love it a lot. Not enough for S tier. I think A tier sounds right for that.
Oh, what a wonderful place this is. The groove layer. Yeah, I think this is comfortably the king of A tier. It just oozes charm. It's this weird abstract, like all white, gray place. It feels almost alien, where, DK gets like captured and, Pauline's missing and you kind of have to figure out what's going on. And you do that by bringing the breathing life back into this place, which is like gathering the discs of the beat. I don't know, it's just really cool. You have to bring the music into the place and it just becomes so lively. It's so fun. And it's also where you can see the museum for all your fossils, which is really neat. I guess the reasons why I kind of omit it from S tier is that, I don't know, I wish it was a little more. It feels like one of those shorter slider in between break area kind of places, even though it's like heavily story. I do really like it because it's a bit heavy story oriented. And then, you find Pauline, you go inside of the father of the eels, but I don't really consider that a boss, really, so I'm not gonna count that. But it was a spectacle. It was fun. I love the music theming in this place. I love the design. The concept of this place is really cool. I just wish there was just a bit more to it. So I think A tier is fine for that. Although I do like that there is a bit more for you to do in post game. So that really does help its case a little bit.
Okay, so then we have like the Feast Layer. Again, I hear a lot of mixed things about this one, but I adore this place so much. Easy S tier.
This is pretty much like the main final layer of the game before you get into the finale. And I gotta say, I've heard really mixed things of this place. I do not understand it because I think this is hands down the best in the whole game. I love this layer so much. The Feast Layer is basically this kind of carnival theme park themed around food. You basically the freezer layer is kind of like a food themed. You know, you have the ice cream and the sweets, the chocolate, and I really like that. But this took it to a whole new level. In fact, I wasn't expecting another food themed place, but this place feels so big, so expansive. Like this is the layer that I'm like, wow, this game really is super expansive. Like I wasn't expecting it so late in the game, but I love the music. It's just so cheery, so whimsical, so outgoing. I really love the music. I love the concept of having to go to each ride where you can like do some challenges here and there. There's like big like piles of fries everywhere. There's big towering burger you can climb. There's like these oceans of grease that's boiling and oil that you can like you can't touch, of course, because it'll hurt you. It's just all really interesting. I love the theming of this world so much. I would say out of like the two food places between Odyssey and this, you know, Luncheon Kingdom, I prefer this so much more. And in here, there's two bosses, technically two bosses. One of them is like in one of the rides. It's just another rematch with Mad Mixer. It's called Mad Mixer Remix. And it's more of the same. It's a little tougher because it protects itself with some green goo, and you kind of have to use the salt, you know, the gimmick of this layer to dissolve this green goo. You defeat it, you get the thing you need, and you continue. But then when you go to the sub-layer below, you enter... I love this. It's basically like the inner workings of like the inside of a company. It's like you going into the dark places of Disney World or whatever. It's really neat. And there you fight the Muckety Muck, which is like this sludge toxic monster. And again, I love the theme of it. I love its design. You have to use the salt to like literally dissolve it to death, which is very interesting. But again, it's very easy. But yeah, I think that it was a great boss. So yeah, fantastic layers.
Okay, then we have the first part of the finale, the Forbidden Layer. Really love this place. Wouldn't say enough to put it in S tier. I'll explain in a bit why. I'll put it somewhere in A tier here.
When you first enter this place, you see the name Forbidden Layer, and you hear that very ominous, it's like not even almost music, it's just a sound of imposing doom that just rings across the whole landscape, and it's intimidating. Like I remember walking out from the entrance and just seeing the absolute nothingness that's everywhere. All the fractones have like this deadpan attitude and just being rude to you and just telling you to get out. I was like, it really did sell you on the whole, wow, I'm really not supposed to be here. And it really does sell you like, wow, this is the finale, huh? Now I'll say this is another one that I feel like could have been S tier but a couple of reasons. One, I wish there was a little more to do. Kind of like that's kind of a reoccurring thing. I wish that some of these smaller layers just did a bit more than they offered. But for what it gave me, it was really great. I love how you have to pay the toll. Those very tall, like dark gray fractones. You have to give them well. You've been accumulating your gold, and they kind of give you the ability to be able to chuck things across to, you know, stand on those platforms, to create your own platforms to walk on that. But the funny thing is that you can literally just skip all of that with the Ostrich Bonanza if you powered yourself up enough to be able to fly far enough. It's pretty funny. Again, I like how this game gives you multiple ways for you to like traverse these levels. I think it's just really cool. But I guess another issue is the boss itself. Now, that whole... I love Void Kong. He's such a great villain. But something about that fight, that rematch, it was great. But it kind of left me like, oh, that was it? yeah, great fight, but I kind of wish he did a little something more, you know? That's kind of another reason. But that cutscene right afterwards, which you probably already know at this point, and plus this is a spoiler video, so I'm just gonna say it. Like when Karul just gives him that uppercut and sends him away, that really sold me. So yeah, that kind of saved it. But I just wish I did a little more, and I probably could have pushed it to S. But yeah, fantastic finisher. Well, one of the finishers to the game. And don't get me wrong, Void Kong actually gave me a lot of trouble in this fight. I lost several times.
Then we have the finale. You know, spoilers. I already warned you, but yeah, the Planet Core, really awesome. Had potential to be my favorite, but I think it just fell short in a couple areas, so I'll put it right here. I'll explain why in a sec.
And yep, are you shocked that I didn't put it at the very top? I'll explain. So yep, this is the absolute end of the game. We are now at the Planet Core, which just thinking about that is really cool. We've come down so far into the ground that we're now at the Planet Core, and like, you know, King K. Rool is back. He looks better than ever. And like you have this big statue of him, the Kremlins. Oh my god, those Crocoid enemies the entire game, and all those different enemies were literally just Grumpy Kong transforming like Kremlins and stuff. That's so cool, and they look great. I love traversing through each of the challenge areas in this Planet Core, but I will say I just wish it was more than just like a challenge gauntlet, because you have like several, like basically each sub layer is like a challenge or two that's like on these small islands that you have to complete, and that's nice and all. I get it, it's a nice final challenge gauntlet before you face King K. Rool. I just wish they could have done a little more than that. But I love the music, the motifs of just the classic Donkey Kong music's playing while you ride the minecart down. So good and very nostalgic. I love how the closer you get to the core, the more you're starting to see more of that Banandium, you know, gush, whatever that stuff is. But man, they threw in one last boss fight before King K. Rool, and you know what they did? They threw in that stupid Stomping Clomper. Man, you're telling me that my least favorite boss in the whole game is the final challenge I gotta face before going to King K. Rool? You know how annoyed that made me? I think literally that alone is one of the reasons why I just could not put this final stretch into my favorite. Now, don't get me wrong, this end game has got to be one of my favorite end games in any Nintendo game ever, but that really put a sour taste in my mouth. You know, it is cute though that it does have like the K in the name. It's kind of like, you know, King K. Rool kind of branded it for himself now. That's kind of cute. And of course, let's talk about the big bad himself. Fantastic final bosses. He has like 3 whole boss fights. The first one, you know, King K. Rool, he looks really intimidating. He looks big. His entrance cutscene is awesome. I love the music and the fight. It's very reminiscent of classic Country. You know, he has his gun and he shoots the cannon at you and you gotta shoot it back with the Kong Bananza. Great fight. And then of course, you know, the infamous fake out. They redid it again from Country 1. You know, very lovely. And you know, you start escaping. And that whole final stretch is really fun. And then of course you have the whole, now I don't know if this counts as a Planet Core. I guess I'll stop it right there. You know, because you have the final stretch with New Donk City and the final fight, King of Rot, which I gotta say, that name is amazing. That is gotta be one of the best names given to a villain ever. It fits perfectly. King of Rot, I love it. I love the design. I love the fight. It was kicking my butt really hard, actually. Very fun final stretch. I'm telling you, that whole final stretch was just peak fiction. But like I said, it kind of doesn't count towards the Planet Core though. So yeah, yeah, I guess that's it. That's those. But I do have one more to talk about.
And there we go. Okay, so that should be everything in the main game. But of course, like I said, I was gonna do the DK Island DLC.
Okay, so we have the DLC, right? So here's the thing. I didn't buy it. I was excited when it was first announced because I'm like, oh my god, DK Island, it looks so beautiful. Look at how it's rendered in 3D, HD. I want to walk around there so bad. Hearing all the remixes, they're so beautiful from past games. There's these cool like statues that you can collect of the characters. Heck, even in like the events that they're doing recently, there's like a Shunky Kong statue. There's a a Lanky Kong statue. It's so cool. And then the newest wave as of this video is Donkey Kong Jungle Beat bosses. It's so cool. I think it's Ninja Kong and Sumo Kong. Really cool that this game. Here's the thing. The thing is that the dev team that worked on Bananza, they pretty much their first game was Donkey Kong Jungle Beat. So it's really cool that they were able to just make a callback to that. Really cool. But again, it's all nice nostalgia bait, but it's just not that substantive. There's not really much to it except that Emerald Rush mode, which again, it's cute, but I just, for the price it's asking for of 20 bucks, I just didn't find it worthy enough to add it. But you know what? I love DK Island. I love all the little goodies that I've seen. I think it looks great, so I'll put it in C just to be nice. That's the best I can do for it.
But at the bottom of C, it's fine. Okay, so let's see any rearrangements I gotta do. I think Tempest would probably low S. Maybe Resort Layer being above it. I really love Radiance actually, so I'm probably gonna bump that up all the way up here. Yeah, this sounds about right. Freezer here, Canyon here. Maybe bump Resort up one more spot. Yeah, maybe. Maybe if the bosses were like a little better here. That stupid Clomp boss, man. If maybe that wasn't there and it was something else, maybe I could bump it up higher, but it just really annoyed me. In fact, I might actually bump... Oh, I don't know what that was. Heard a weird noise. I think I might actually bump this up one spot because that boss, the boss in this place, really, really wonderful. Again, it's like my favorite boss that isn't like Void Kong or King Hero or whatever. So I think that sounds about right. Canyon, yeah, bottom S tier. That sounds about right. Then we have A tier. No, I think Forest should go a little higher. There we go. I think because of the cool post game that the Inga Isle got, it should go higher. That seems right. Hilltop, that seems fine there. That seems fine. Landfill. Again, I really do like the theming of like the lore and everything. It's in that underground city. It's cool stuff. Ah, what the heck? I'll bump it up to B. Low B. Okay. Nah, that's fine. And I think this might be it. Yeah, I think I might settle with this. Junction. That void fight is cool. Do I? Or do I bump it up to B? No, I don't. I just don't think it's that high. I don't know, man. Maybe I can put it above the Divide. I do prefer the way the Divide looks and feels. Like the atmosphere, I think, is better than the Junctions, but the boss kind of makes up for it here, I guess. Okay, I think that sounds about right. This seems about right. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna stick with this before I change my mind any further. Yeah, so I guess that's my Donkey Kong Bananza tier list. If you like this, you know, like, subscribe. I'm not really gonna make it at this point, but I was trying to get to 800 subs before the end of the year. Maybe I can hit it next year. You know, I really appreciate your support. It'll go a long way, and I'll see you on the next Donkey Kong December video. Peace. Oh man. Ooh, I can finally breathe.